Okay. So, Dr. Mazlan, before we dive into IoT solutions, let's start with something simple. How would you describe favorite in just one sentence?
Favorite in one sentence, actually favorite is your favorite IoT company for your IoT journey.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I think let's welcome to some of our new members who just joined in today. We just started for this today favorite Sembang Santai. So this is our second live session.
Hello, Aiman just joined. Yes.
Thank you, Aiman, for joining us.
Alright. So, well, for everyone watching, please drop a like in the comments if you've heard about IoT before, or a love comment if you're curious to learn more. Alright. So let's just let's get to understand more about favorite IoT solutions, Doctor.
Okay.
So for those who are new to IoT, can you briefly explain what is IoT and why it matters?
Okay, in a simple terms, IoT comprises of 5 main components. One, you must have IoT sensors, the devices itself. Secondly, you must have the connectivity. How do you send the data to which network that you want to use to? Thirdly, how you collect data on an IoT platform, which is the IoT middleware. Fourth is the IoT applications, or something that you use for visualizations or create your own applications. And fifth is the security aspect, which covers all the 4 technology stacks which I mentioned to you. And it's very important to have IoTs because one main reason is either you want to monitor and manage your asset, or you want to monitor and understanding the environment surrounding your asset. That's the simplest way of how we actually use IoT.
And can also monitor people, right?
Yes.
Then your health, perhaps. Okay. So, next question, Doctor. Favorite provides IoT solutions, but what exactly does that mean? Can you break it down in simple terms?
Okay, if you look at favorite, we actually provide a platform which collect the data, aggregate all the data that from the sensors, and finally as simple as we visualize the data. So that make it simple for any applications that you want to build using the platform.
Okay, so how does Favorite's platform work, and what makes it unique compared to other IoT platforms?
The way that we want to do is because a lot of times when people want to build IoT solutions, they have this problem of how to send their sensor data, how to collect the data simple. And some hardware have different ways of sending the data. They have different communication protocols, and people want to visualize it. So how we do that is that we make it simple because we have this platform that can cater for different protocols. For example, guys, if you are using REST, MQTT, CoAP, these are the standard protocols that are being used by a lot of IoT devices. And from there, these sensors that collect this information can sense to the platform. And the way that we manage it as a developer, you can see the kind of data that being sent into the platform, the data that you have collected. And you can also manage the devices, whether you want to allow the devices to send your data or to keep the data or to disable the data. And finally, the way that we want to visualize the data easily. So because we provide a way for you to create your own dashboards. We offer you a lot of widgets, these small widgets that you can drag and drop, and then you can create your own dashboard. So you can create multiple dashboards, and you can make this dashboard available to many users for free, using the URL that you can publish.
Correct. So I mean, why does companies need IoT solutions?
If that's the case, you look at the way that the company they want an IoT solution. It's just that they don't know how to collect the data, how to solve their problem. So the way that we do this is that with the platform that we have, we simplify the whole process of collection of the data. Very simple. Instead of taking them months to develop an IoT solutions or to get their solutions itself, they can take them in terms of weeks, even of days. So the simplification of the process is where Favorite would like to help a lot of organizations.
Awesome, awesome. Guys, if you're watching, do tag a friend who should know about this too as well, okay? All right, so the next question is, IoT, sorry. Oh, hello, hi, Alhan. Thank you for being here. A lot of others also, Zarif, Sharum, who's watching, thank you. All right, let's continue, Doctor. IoT sounds always sounds great in theory, but let's talk real world, okay? Can you share an example where favorite solution have made a real impact?
Okay, we have been implementing IoT solutions for several years. One of the most important area is actually how to help the organizations simplify their journey. I give an example. There's one local councils who have issues of having multiple systems, and they have existing IoT solutions, but all their database in a separate, and have a different dashboard. So by the end of the day, the local councils have very big command center, which have displayed too many dashboards. So they get confused in terms of managing that kind of dashboards and how to simplify to allow the citizens to view their data. So what we did is that we came in and we collect data from different multiple applications, solutions that they have, like river monitoring, and then for flood, and then you look at environmental, the wind, the rain, and then we are also looking at the lake quality. So the lake quality is important for you to do outdoor activities. So we collect all this data, aggregate that into a platform. So this platform become a smart city platform. So that's one way of doing that, because otherwise if in the future, for example, if they want to reduce the cost of IoT implementation, they don't need to buy another new system. They just buy the hardware and then you can send directly to the platform and simplify the whole process.
That would be a very cost saving.
Yeah, very cost saving. Another applications in the research area. So what we did is with one of the education institution, they would love to find ways of how to do dengue prediction. So what they did is that they need to collect the data. So we help them in building mini weather stations. Mini weather stations means a very small weather stations, localized, several places that they can install with solar powered measurement, like they measure this rain, temperature, wind speed, carbon dioxide and everything. So from that kind of data, they use machine learning. So they use their own algorithm to do a machine learning and can do prediction. So this is a great way for any research institution. If you have research areas in AI, for example, they need data, new data sets. So they would want to use data sets which is from different country. Because if you look at dengue prediction, you cannot use data from Canada. You cannot use data from...
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. You cannot use data from Saudi Arabia. You must use data from Malaysia.
So
you need to install your own mini weather station. And then we have these solutions for power monitoring. So power monitoring is a very simple solution, but it's very key in identifying an escalation of any issues. For example, when the power is down in the building, the internet is down, and a lot of the customers will say that I have problems of the internet, and they call the IT people.
Yes, normally the IT will get all the blames.
So they will get the first blame, saying, where is my internet? Where is my internet? But in fact, it's only the power is down at the room. So the room are being power tripped, and the power is down. So what we did is that we have a power monitoring system. When the power is down, it have a battery, and it sends data through a cellular network. So it sends telegram messages to the both parties, the IT people and the facilities. So both parties will know actually the power is down. It's not because of the internet. It's the power is down, and the facilities management have to come in and rectify the problem. So it's a very simple,
impactful solution.
But it's very impactful, Zura. But this is for buildings who have multiple buildings with different network, and power is very key. And we do have a solution where people wants to do monitoring of their, a factory. This one particular factory, they want to monitor the gas, ammonia gas. So they use ammonia gas for
dangerous gas.
For their processing plant, but it's very dangerous. Whenever it's leaking a certain level, needs to be informed to the people so that they can be aware about this gas being emitted. So we have this ammonia gas monitoring. So for a processing plant.
So the plan can take care of the staffs there.
The staffs there, the people workers over there, they need, it's very dangerous. It can kill the people.
Yep.
So it's very hazardous. We do have solutions. Another one is for museum. So museum, as you know, have a lot of what they call that artifacts in their room. Some of them are displayed, it's okay, but many of them are being kept in the special room, which need to maintain their temperature, humidity, lighting. So they need to make sure that it's international standards. So otherwise, if they don't take care of this, the artifacts will be destroyed.
If it's destroyed, then all our cultural heritage will be gone.
The cultural heritage will be gone, and it's very expensive, and no way for us to revert back to the original form.
True.
So we just install, a LoRa temperature, humidity licenses. So in this way, they can get monitoring whenever that value temperature exceeds certain standards.
Yep.
So there's a lot of other applications that we can use for many purposes.
True. For warehouse as well.
Warehouse, simple warehouse, and there's simple people monitoring. These are some of the applications that we have built.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of solutions that we have done. So anyway, which industries do you think benefit the most from favorite IoT solution, Doctor?
I would love to say it should be smart cities, but then smart city is, there's a lot of smart city applications that can benefit because of the platform is able to aggregate multiple solutions easily to become a smart city platform and simplify the whole connectivity and collection of the data. So that's one area, but also new area that crops up is through agriculture.
That's quite hot also.
Agriculture is one of the area that is being talking about,
right.
And people have used for the purpose of collection for agriculture, precision agriculture. And another one is will be manufacturing.
Yep.
Manufacturing is there's a lot of sensitive equipments that needs to be monitored. To predict whether there is any downtime before any downtime.
Maintenance, predictive maintenance.
Maintenance, right?
Alright. So I mean, many businesses fear IoT implementation is expensive or complicated. So how does Favorite make it accessible?
Like I said just now, there are simple ways. There as simple as because we provide the platform in the cloud. So once you provide that in the cloud, you can connect that your sensors from everywhere around the world, and as a user, they can use this, subscribe to the platform very easily. They are free version, of course, but limited features. But they can use the paid version, which is like beginner plan or developer plan that comes from 100 ringgit per year to 1,200 ringgit per year. So that is still far cheaper than any IoT platforms that is available out there. So of course that is on the cloud basis, but of course some users they want to simplify and make sure that the data is resides in their organizations. We do have offer the enterprise model, so that can ensure that they can keep their data in the premise, or they can use very unlimited API, meaning to say they can collect as much as data that they want. And by doing this, we also provide them the way to implement execution of this IoT project very fast. So that reduce the cost of the whole time frame of development. So that is actually reduce the whole cost.
Okay, very good, Doctor. For guys, do type IoT in the comments if you think your industry could benefit from IoT. All right. So let's moving on. Dr. Mazlan, IoT is evolving rapidly. Where do you see it's heading in the next 5 to 10 years?
there is this another technology that we have been talking a lot of times nowadays. It's actually AI.
Yes.
Yes, AI. So, but then like I said always, is that AI without the
Data,
without
IoT data.
IoT data, then AI can't do much. So they need data.
Yes.
So we are seeing that AI and IoT is the best marriage. You know, it comes together. It will make more meaningful. It will solve a lot of problem. It will reduce a lot of cost, and it can create new revenue stream for a lot of people. You know, when you combine these two technologies together.
Okay. So what's the next big thing for Favourite? Any exciting projects or expansions?
Yeah. In the last Sembang Santai that we had, I do mention about we are planning for expansion in different countries. That's what we are looking for. We do see that the IoT is not only localized here in Malaysia. There are many other countries are also implementing IoT. So we have this vision of having 25 partners in 25 countries in 2025.
Yes, we can do this.
So we are calling a lot of our partners, potential partners who are in the area of hardware, software, system integrators, distributors, training partners to become, to come on board as our partner ecosystem.
Yep.
So with this, we will help that the whole industry much faster. We can do, helping them to go across to different member countries, partner countries, having the same solutions. Most of the problem statement might be the same, just compared to the rest of the other country. We can bring these solutions to the other place. So we are inviting a lot more people to come on board. And of course, we are still looking at industries in the area of smart cities, because smart cities is not only one application. The name is smart city, but in the smart city there are so many applications, from transportation, infrastructure, healthcare, so you name it. There's a lot of applications that we build in the smart city.
Awesome. Yep, that's true. So if someone wants to get started with IoT using Favourite, what would be their first step? The first step.
Call Zura.
I'm here, guys. Just call me.
That's the first thing you can do. You can call Zura. Zura is always available to talk to you, so that we can have more further discussions. Because for us to provide the solutions to all of you guys, we need to understand and clearly the problem statement, the business case that you have. You might have, a lot of people come and talk to us and ask us to provide a very innovative solution. What kind of solutions, IoT solutions that you can bring to them. But of course, we can bring any solutions, but without solving their actual problems, then it's very difficult. So we need to have that thought first. What are your actual pain points?
Yes.
What are the business that you are in now? And then we can craft out the right solutions for you.
Right.
A lot of IT solutions need to be customized. The hardware are different because different network scenario, different coverage of challenge that you have. The sensors are so different depending on the cost and also the availability, and also the kind of applications that you need to look at. Yeah, we have Nazrin watching us. So Nazrin, congratulations to you for having your baby,
Yes,
daughter.
Yeah, congratulations, Nazrin.
Nazrin is our staff,
Our team
from Favourite. He just recently got daughter.
Yes.
2 days ago.
All right. So, well, drop a like in the chat if you're excited about the future of IoT. All right. So, okay, let's go for a fun rapid fire questions untuk Dr. Mazlan.
Hello.
So, okay, Doctor, time for that.
Nanti.
Fire now lah. Belum ke? Tak ada tiga. Alamak.
Okay, ready.
Okay.
Maybe I ask you also.
OMG. No. Okay. So, may I start?
Okay.
Alright. Answer the first thing that comes to mind.
You can ask. You can also allow the
Yes, please, viewers.
the audience, the viewers, to ask any questions
If
they
you
want.
want to ask question to Dr. Mazlan, this is the time. Okay. So, Doctor, let's start. IoT in one word. Ayo.
Internet of Things lah. But in one word, it's wow. Okay.
Habis.
Let me think. IoT in one word is efficient. Okay.
Wow. Okay. So, what's your favorite tech gadget right now?
Still my smartphone.
Okay. So, if you could put IoT into anything, what would it be?
Into a body.
Whoa, scary man. Okay. One myth about IoT that people should stop believing. What are the myths?
What are the myths about IoT that people should stop believing? Let me think. I think the myth is that IoT can solve everything. Yeah, we should really understand there are various technologies available. Sometimes a very simple thing cannot be solved with IoT. People abuse the word IoT in everything. Just like what we are seeing now, people abuse the word AI in almost everything. So you can't say that this technology can solve everything. Sometimes you don't need technology to solve things.
Okay. All right. So one message for businesses still hesitating about IoT. What would be your message?
If you don't go into IoT, you still live in the era of IR 1.0, meaning to say you are still living in the old days, in the cave world, out of touch, So I think the message is you cannot wait because the tsunami is here. Not only IoT, the AI is also here. So it's here today. It's not a matter of when are you going to. You have to do it now. Okay. So I think it's better for you to guys to get on board first. Get your surfboard and find the right wave to surf on.
Okay, all right. Well, guys, I would also like to know what would be IoT in one word for you. Perhaps you can also comment below with your answers too. All right. I'm so interested to know what would be your answers.
Some people say Internet of Trouble.
Oh gosh, trouble, huh? Do we bring troubles? Okay, maybe you guys can also drop a question since Dr. Mazlan is here. Any question for Doctor? Maybe we can take one or two questions.
Malu-malu semua sekarang.
Malu ke ala tak kata Ramadan?
I can also ask or you guys can also ask Zura.
Jangan.
You can ask how do we get into all these 25 countries around the world?
How? Okay, we have to work hard, guys. We need to get a lot of support from the the government, like MDAC, MyTrade and all those stuff. MDAC, right? I told you.
Yeah, MyTrade. So they help us in terms of introduction. Connecting us to a lot of the member countries around the world. But we do also have a lot of help from ChatGPT.
Yes.
This ChatGPT deep reasoning. They have this deep research, not deep reasoning, deep research. You can ask any questions from there. They can do a very deep research in terms of the organizations that we want to work for, which country they are, the kind of data that, for example, IoT, the penetration of IoT, the adoption of IoT. We know which country in top 20 in the world, so they have that data, and we can target this kind of countries.
Right.
And the kind of companies who are in that area who are involved in IoT, so we can work towards that. So we do have support from AI
to get to our 25 partners in 25 countries this year, 2025. So pray for us. It's Ramadan. Keep praying for all the good things. Okay. So yeah, I guess no one is like giving you questions, Doctor.
Yeah, I think I thought during the lunch hour during Ramadan, no one's taking the lunch hour. Or maybe a lot of us are having their
what? Apa tu?
sleeping.
Sleeping. sleeping. Alamak. Okay, no worries.
Tidur di tengah hari.
Okay.
Nasrin tu ada tu, dia tak nak tanya.
Tak Nasrin. Ask.
Okay, Zura, I think I also like to ask you some questions lah.
Okay. Okay, scary. I'm getting nervous right now. Okay, what question is that?
How do you see that the IoT education nowadays, especially in the universities lah kan? You see there's a lot of things that we can help them. Maybe you can give some suggestions of how Favourite can help the universities.
Okay, I guess after meeting up with few universities kan, Doctor. So it seems that whenever that the students do their FYP normally, right, final year project, they're doing IoT projects, but everyone is using all different sorts of platforms. So I guess why not for universities, why don't you have a standard IoT platform? Meaning to say, use our favorite platform. We are local made. We got my STI certified by Musti. I mean, use that, leverage as using our favorite platform in the universities for the students to use. At least it's a standard. You know.
Yeah, because a lot of times we heard about companies like Huawei. They have their training.
Correct.
Cisco is also have their training with the universities. That is all good branded companies, giant companies that it's good for them in their syllabus that they learn certain things. Why not a local company like us?
Please do support local companies
IoT
like us.
company here is in Malaysia, and that will help us to bring our our education to another stage where not only you understand about the building up an IoT solutions, but you also learn, that understand there is also another alternative here in Malaysia.
Yes, and not only that, not just putting the standard platform as in favorite platform in the universities, but we can also do a favorite certification, Doctor. So that the students, after they learn using the syllabus, they can also get an industry certification like us. Favorite.
So do you see industry certification is very key for students?
I believe for students, yes, it's going to be a value add for them. During nanti masa to go get their job outside.
Yeah,
it's good for the resumes.
I've heard a lot of this TVET thing. They want more hands-on graduates, and hands-on graduate normally is industry ready.
Yep.
So industry ready, why not? You are ready with using different tools when building IoT solutions. So that's where we are here.
Yes.
So to do IoT certification. Yeah.
So I mean, at least lah, since everyone is now talking about AI and everything, at least you have this AIoT, right? So at least you have the IoT ready to move into AI after this.
Another question, Zura. You have been involved in IoT for many years with Favourite lah. How many? 7
years, guys.
So how do you see the growth of IoT here? Since day one that you have joined
the earlier years. It's so tough. It's so tough, and furthermore, I mean, we started off with our rakib. If you guys remember the rakib, untuk Hajj, right? For Hajj. Then after that, COVID hits. That's it. No more Hajj. Nothing. Oh wow, that's a real terrible stories to say. Okay, but then of course we have to stay strong. We are focusing on our IoT platform. Yes. Then we start to see the more application have been using the platform slowly. So even right now, I mean, we are still trying to get more companies, more universities to use our platform to do their applications.
Because we know that any IoT applications, I mentioned to you earlier just now, there are 5 components, and they cannot run away from the platform itself.
Yes.
So there are more 600 to 1,000, they say, IoT platforms around the world that you can choose from. we do have met a lot of our customers. They says that, you know, Favorite have a very simple way of, you know, collection of data, getting data through and visualize the data.
True.
Make it so simple. Much better than, you know, our competitors that they have. You know.
Yes, actually that is quite shocked me as well when I hear that from someone in the university yesterday. So I was like, wow, really? I mean, to compare with the rest of the platform, they say ours are like much better. I mean, you can see it in the dashboard straight away.
Even the training, you hear that the training, the testimonials that come from the training.
Yes.
What are the things that, you know, some examples that you have listened from them?
All right. What they say is like our training is like very structured. They can really follow step by steps. They are not lost. So it means to say they really can understand how IoT works. So I guess our structured training is very is a key for them.
Of course, I think learning IoT, you can learn from anywhere, anyone who understands about IoT as a theory. But when you want to build the solutions, you need to find the right tools. So, you know, so understanding the technology like IoT platform like Favorite. So listening to us, trained by us, who is actually the principal, who are the developer of the platform.
Yes.
It will be much easier. They will understand further. You can ask a lot of questions because we are the one that build the platform.
Yes.
So how we make simple? Because we also like to hear from you guys. A lot of times when we improve our Favorite platform, we listen to the comments and the feedback from the participants.
Yes.
I'd like to share with you, Zura, there are two features that we have incorporate in our latest version.
Okay.
One is that during our implementation, we have a lot of customers complaining that, you know, I have difficulty in connecting and sending the data to your platform, and I don't want to change my firmware. You know, for example, the sensors that go through their gateway, and the gateway sends into a certain format which the platform cannot receive. So we cannot always insist and ask the platform players, the gateway players to change their firmware to cater for our needs.
Right.
So what we did is that we have an edge gateway service that inside our platform that can map these two from the gateway to the platform. So no changes will be required in the hardware provider, the gateway provider. So we do that in the platform. So that's one feature. Nice. So it's very key feature, but it's actually in the developer.
For developer account.
Developer account. And we have another new feature which my team have just upgraded, and you can see that it's actually over the air. OTA. Over the air means that the firmware, because there's a lot of new patches that need to be installed to the devices. Sometimes you need to have some security patches or certain features in the device. The question is, what if you have already installed hundreds of devices? You cannot bring the devices, and then you have to.
Oh, that would be a hassle.
You have to put in the lab to install that new patches. So what we did is over the air firmware updates.
Okay.
So that's a feature that you can update in whatever versions, and you know, you can instantly upgrade whenever you want. So there is a certain timing that you can upgrade, not during the the peak hours. You know, during the off hours you can do that. So if you have hardware which is resides hundreds of kilometers away, you can patch it from here, from remote. So that's the new feature. Pak Ma.
Hi, Pak Ma. Thank you for joining.
So we have a new feature, Pak Ma, in the platform is over-the-air firmware update. That can simplify a lot of things. And remember the issues that we have with a gateway that we ask you to change the firmware. Now we don't have to change anything. We can do that on our platform. That is the feedback that we got from our partner lah. Create is our favorite partner network. So they
for the hardware,
they are very good in our system as a system integrator. And I understand that Pak Ma is still in MCW, is in Mobile World Congress, enjoying himself over there.
Wow, have fun, Pak Ma. All right. So, okay, doctor. I mean, no one's like still. I think everyone's like.
Now we have more people coming in. So now.
Oh really? Okay. Stop. Okay. So, doctor, I just wanted to like tell you that just now when you say being a principal like us, we listen to what people is asking. So that's why we came up with our enterprise version, right? Because they want the data to reside in their local company.
Another thing is that the difference of how we can craft out the solutions and the pricing to you guys is actually you can talk to us directly. So a lot of times people just want to go online and subscribe, but maybe the plan which is in the subscription base are not suitable for them. They can talk directly with us.
Yes.
You can talk to Zura and get the quotation from us. We can craft a very good plan for you guys. You know, the way that you can expand, the way can you flexible.
Yeah, we can customize it for you.
For example, Zura, the one in the universities, you know, we have a plan called IoT ecosystem. We give this to the admin. The admin have multiple plans under them. For example, beginner plans, they might have 100 beginner plans that they can manage.
Yes.
I think I don't see any IoT platform out there have that same features. So once you give the admin become that can appoint, give accounts to their students, their lecturers, their researchers, and so on and so forth. They can control their accounts by themselves. They can recycle the accounts by themselves.
That's the beauty of it, recycling. So the students already dah habis.
Dah habis.
So
graduate.
another students can use the accounts.
Yes. I think that's and a lot of times a project for the students they have difficulty to subscribe. So for example, we went to one of the partners yesterday. They said they have allocation of the budget, but the university needs to pay for the services.
Yes.
So they don't need to claim, so they pay directly. So that's one. But I think Zura, one thing that interesting this morning happened today. Maybe you would like to highlight a little bit about our MOU.
Okay. We have just signed an MOU with Aswan Solutions, who is doing thin client with Kaspersky. Also, they also have the IoT gateway from Kaspersky as well. Right. So yeah, that's done today. I think Doctor have also update.
Have not update in the Facebook and our social media yet.
Not yet.
But we just signed this morning.
Signed.
So together with Aswan, Aswan have been also in Indonesia.
Yes.
So they have this very good solutions, which very secure thin client working with Kaspersky. So indeed, we are seeing. Sometimes if you look at thin client. You don't need to install all your applications in the computer. So the computer is very bare, but then you access through a server which is very well secured. So it reduces the cost and reduce the way that people wants to manage their individual computer. So why not you have that in the, for example, a lot of these thin clients are being, used in counters, the labs and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay, Padma is saying good talk and love the over-the-air features, right? Life-saving. There will always be change in something after deployment. Okay, 6:40 a.m. Oh wow, I shall dulu carry on. Okay, go ahead.
Padma, have a good time in Barcelona, kan? Mistaken is Mobile World Congress. I'm sure there's a lot of new technologies out there happening in MWC. We see that there is also a Malaysian pavilion over there. A lot of telco have their booth in the Malaysian pavilion, and Pak Ma also from our MyIOTA. So we see that IoT plays a very important role in the upcoming future. And Pak Ma also says that he loved the idea of having that over the air. Yeah. So it can. A lot of things can happen after the deployment lah. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Padma. All right. So, yeah. Were you talking about the Aswan just now? Yeah?
So like Aswan, for example, the thin client. Once we have simplified that, it can reduce a lot of costs. So you don't have to maintain each computer with.
And it's efficient as well, Doctor, because I heard you can only just download whatever software that's needed, especially like for example in the university's lab.
Yeah.
Right. So you just download it once, and you can actually use it for many students.
Students, and you don't have to always install in different computers.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great. I mean.
But that's the way that we venture together with a lot of our partners.
Yeah.
So the idea is the strength that they have can complement whatever weakness that we have, and vice versa. And we are looking at bundling solutions together. So we are vetting a lot of our new potential partners here in Malaysia. There's a lot of IoT companies can work with, because sometimes bigger companies they only look at different market segments.
Yes.
So for example, in Favorite, we just look at a certain market segment, maybe a smaller segment, and that's not an issue, because this is the segment that the bigger companies are unable to
to cater
and entertain them.
Yes.
So we can be here.
Right, as an alternative, right, Doctor?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, maybe it's already 1:40, Doctor.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so I guess before we end, Dr. Mazlan, any final words for those watching who are thinking about exploring IoT?
Okay. So no, I think I think we can't do alone. I always talk about ecosystem. So ecosystem is important. We need to complement each other. You are expert in hardware, you are an expert in software, telco, platform, applications, AI, and so on and so forth. But you're not an expert in all
everything.
So partnership is very key in IoT deployment. So that's why we also get involved in Malaysia IoT Association. These are the association that combines all the stakeholders together. So we need you guys. We are the platform player. We need to complement each other. By doing that, I think a lot of IT solutions can be done very fast. If we are not us, there's somebody else have that expertise to do that. But we can work together.
Yep, we welcome all collaborations from every one of you. All right, so Doctor, thank you so much for this insightful session, and to our viewers, please don't forget to follow us for more Tech Talks. See you in the next session. So if you enjoyed this session, hit the like button and share this video with your friends. Alright? Anyway, see you.
Okay, thank you guys, and selamat berbuka puasa lagi. Okay, bye.
Bye.